This video is all about that very first, how do you get their attention without shouting, without feeling overwhelmed, and without just starting to talk when other kids are still talking. Let me share with you a few other strategies you can use. What I learned, you can have the best lesson plan, you can have the best resources, but if those kids are not looking at you, and always remember, a lot of the kids in your class are still sinners. They have not come to salvation. So you need to know how to manage them. I walk into a classroom and there are so many kids. I cannot believe it. And they are running around and they are playing and there are kids kicking a ball. And I thought to myself, this is a Sunday school and it is so busy. What am I going to do? And I realized this is the time to bring out the big guns of classroom management. Hi, I am Teacher D. This is my channel and it's my classroom where we are going to do everything about teaching and learning and kids and ministry. And I'm going to teach you a fantastic tool, the big gun that I pull out to get children's attention. I use this every single week in Sunday school. When I walk into a classroom, this is the very first thing that I do. I go to the front of the room and I do this. This stands for peace and quiet. So what I will do, I'll say to the kids, good morning, boys and girls. I am so happy you are here. When you see me do this, please do this. When you hear the xylophone, then you listen, you stop talking, and you do this. Peace and quiet. I'm going to want you to try this out. I want you to talk to each other, and when you hear the xylophone, you look up, you do this, and you shh. Can we give it a go? Here we go. Very good. I'm so impressed. You guys know exactly how this works. I will play the xylophone and then you go, peace and quiet. You don't even have to say anything. When you look up and you see other kids have a peace and quiet, then you must do the same because maybe you missed the xylophone. This is really important. What you have to say is important. And what I have to say today is also important. When you talk, I will not talk. And when I talk, you will not talk. Does that make sense? Can you guys give me a thumbs up? Can we have a deal? Okay. We practice this every single Sunday. Even in the church where I'm serving at the moment, every week I start with this because there's always a kid that forgot it. And then what I will do is I will reteach it if I find the children are starting to get distracted. So sometimes I will, in the middle of the lesson, I will quickly go, and they do that. And I will always give positive comments to those kids that do that. I'll say something like, oh my goodness, Sarah, you were like very fast. You knew immediately what to do. Guys, can we give her a big finger woo? Woo! Sometimes I will reteach it. If I find that the kids in the class do not follow the instructions, they become lazy, or sometimes the same strategy do not work anymore, then I will say something like, oh my goodness, boys and girls, I am so sorry. I did not practice this protocol with you guys long enough. Or I'll say something like, oh no, boys and girls, I'm so sorry. We need to practice this procedure again. I think I slipped up because some of you are not sure when you need to talk and when you need to be quiet. Can we try this again? What I will find then is somebody will say, no, Teacher D, we know exactly what to do. That's usually the big talker that knows exactly what to do, but they just want to talk. After a while, they realize that if they don't follow the procedure, then I will reteach. And that is boring. So they will usually start. Well, I've never had kids that don't stop talking when I do this. And I manage a huge group in my local church. Don't be afraid of practicing protocols. I know that if you're a volunteer, you don't feel that you have the authority, but you have the authority. When you walk in there, you walk in the authority of God. You are there. You've been called, even if you don't feel like it or if you don't know what you're doing. This is why you are here on this channel. So from now on, try to never shh kids. It is just annoying for for yourself and for them. And they don't listen to that. Do not raise your voice. You can use, obviously, a different instrument. I know that some people use rainmakers. They don't work well enough for me with my small people. I know my son used a guitar the other day. This was the very first strategy I taught him, and he said to me, "Mom, that worked so well." So you can use this for young people, like 4-year-olds can already do this. But if you work with older kids, say 14-year-olds, you might need a cooler instrument than this little xylophone. Let me share with you a few other strategies you can use. What some teachers do is they flick the light of your classroom on and off, and they teach the kids that when that happens, then they need to focus. Other people use clapping patterns. They just start, even if it's chaos in the class, they start. And then you will find that the kids will start to clap with you. And when you have everybody clapping with you, then you can, stop. But then I still find that you need something like a peace and quiet, and that they see it, they know it's time to be silent. For me, the xylophone and the peace and quiet, I just love it. It works every time. Give it a try, and please write some comments for me. If you tried it, did it work? And if you have other ideas and other suggestions, how you can get children's attention that very first time, or when you find that they're starting to float and you can see that they are in La La Land, how do you get them back? In the next video, I'm going to teach you what to do now that you have all their attention. Everybody is looking at you. How do you get them to participate, to listen, and to really stay engaged without chaos? So please like and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. I would love that. And please remember, you are loved, and underneath are the everlasting arms.